Welcome to this broadcast. I'm the number one and only, that the greatest authority, kingdom, mission, and minister Sylvester. I am the one greatest honor to be given as I honor the key point and Lord and heavens and Lord and the great level and the Lord entirely the main. Great is an honor you give to whom an honor is due. Kingdom glowing is whom it is given light. Hail the light. The light is not what you understand on your tongue, but when there is a reflection, we are saying that's whom it is adorned. How would that person receive you or deny you when you are doing the right thing? That is the only way you can determine who is the light. That if I am received to live in the good account of the foundation laid and on the mission for the Lord's appointment, that is one that will confirm if I indeed is that person or recognized for my greatest work. That is a toil of my works. So I won't be obedient to any rule that does not become obedience to learning and earning the very elder part of the journey. Where we have January, one standout alone, birth, Sunday, sunlight alone, the kingdom alone. You and I build no kingdom. This is my kingdom. Great to be with you, great to be also. Whoever it is that receiveth any word that is doing this fight righteously, holiness. We have many types of fight. We have holiness war, righteousness war, and many others. But that which the Lord predestined is what we want to talk about. That I win my battle investment on the light and in the true word. So the word truth is corrupt. The word light is corrupt. Why? There's a new language. So the things that you are trying to look for in the word as truth is this. They said wherever it appears, that's where you have to focus on. That where we tell you where the word truth is in the annals. So we don't need it. That to have the mileage and talk of millennium, you have to know the definition that you were striving towards the word to make sure you understand or to roll in the very core as it is given. Yet you didn't know that. You didn't know something may be wrong or something is wrong. For the one who are always worshiping or doing things according to a particular law which is not conformed to the heaven and earth, that may be some of them who are trapping your world and soul, that they may be in need. That need is that they are on the wrong foundation praying for a righteous person to come to their life, which is wrong. So in other words, to understand that, to balance the world, except every one of them truly became wrong, so that they can pray and need nobody right or reserve. Like you spoil the good. Why do you pray asking for good? This is what you cannot do. So when there is a righteous person and a wrong person or wrongdoer, you now find out that the wrong person is asking for a double portion. And a portion that is his, the single life, he spoiled it. Now he's become a witch or a wizard. Asking for a portion is not given to be a portion that what? Supplying the need or his want. Or the life that he has rented out on the unlawful way. In that case, you are now a life of somebody, you are trying to live on the rent of somebody, which is absolutely obvious wrong. You understand, right? We have, let's say, one-on-one or one thing. This is having life. This is having life. Now, you as having life in this, or the personality having life in this, you decide to what? Rule against yourself and it collapses. But you are trying to say your ghost or your name that is confirmed destroyed, you want to have somebody raise you again. Whereas this one has never done what you did, which caused you whatever you have become. Now, to ask that somebody intercede on your behalf, you want to say this one standing, which has not become destroyed, which is keeping the law, and the law says he will keep the law or rule or make sure it is given accordingly, will be established. So this is what established. So when you see it like this, that's established. So for you to think that there's one-on-one, then it should have been standing one-on-one. It means we receive the same word, judgment, and the same law. So that if I keep the law of or the law on the same, if not when the two of them sin, the Bible will judge again that there is a sin that killed this one. But that same sin established this one because there are different energies, different spirits working in them. That means the Lord is now at the point leveling and showing what he has loved more than all. The kind of sin that he did perform, which take you away, is different measure and strength. Even though you have the same flesh. That one, the judgment has become very different. Other than the two of you dying. And they said, he who sin, and for the wages of sin is death. So if, let's say, the two of them truly must be judged, their sin even was measured. That to some of them it has killed, and others they have not been killed. You see another judgment. Watch carefully. We are on X5 Corel. We are drawing and we are designing. So what does it mean to design? I'm bringing in something new into the world. And those things that are involved here with colors, coding, and information symbols, that will tell what is happening. Watch. If I do this, and I'll show you the difference you have created in my fingers, that path you have laid or the gap you have created will destroy you. I don't agree with anybody who doesn't understand what the law is. Don't go after someone's life if they have not go against your rule. I am not any Moses, and I'm not because even the names you mentioned, that's not their name. So already you are having somebody's ghost name. Now watch carefully what we're doing. I'm doing this designing. So these are things we're going to be talking about. We are at a design process, and here we are showing time and difference. So if I decide to involve somebody, that won't be you that is heading the good ways. We made a judgment right now with this. How do you mean? Judgment. Yes, judgment. Because what I have on this page is different from what I keep on the next page. Watch carefully. Are they the same or are they the same? No. I have a design that is really from what? A world you don't understand. So that's a world in which we are operating. You cannot understand except the white and spirit. Or the people who are really spirit connected to angels. They are the only one who can decode. Even they may have it saying, but not everything. Because I have my own reason for doing it. But anybody that have what? Any sharing part of the frequency or energy, or the Lord, which is spirit that you want to say, or angel, they may tell you what I've done. Because the Lord gave them to create. And they have a creation. The law that established this, you want to say it's the same law that established what you are doing somewhere. So we may have something in common. Maybe you may need it. Oh, it's beautiful. That is appreciating that it is beautiful. Even though you don't know what I've done, you just saying that the spirit in you says you need it. Because whatever doesn't heal you, you can't go for it. Now, if what heal you is this you have turned against to be destroying, then that healing, you will know that it's opposite indeed. It's definitely opposite. What do you understand in what I've created? Except you know with my own words. So what I have on this page is different from the other hand. So I've been showing the difference between these two. You wish to have what I'm saying simple like that, but you don't have it like that. So I'm doing this, showing time and clocking to show a difference. I've gotten to the level that I just want to maybe bring it up this level. What I was saying is the Lord showing something. Who created what the Lord may be deciding or maybe showing. The time here show you things I'm going to be talking about. So it definitely not going to be the same as what I'm showing. It's not just a time. It's so many things I'm showing. Levels, challenge, powers. So I'm just operating with the kind of situation that won't make me a liar, whereas I'm standing. Anybody who have lied down in a prostrate in the form of a tree failing or any rope kind of animal, that's what makes it what? Impossible to say the Lord really called you, because like the one they thought is a liar. So that's the one that is lying on the floor like the moving thing that is what? On the vertical or horizontal. With you who are also what? Losing your life, you have become the person. So you can't be a liar when truly I'm standing. But when you now know that that which is lying down is what you believe and trusted, you definitely having it. So that he is sleeping and you are standing, or he is not living and you are living. You have to show the difference. You couldn't do anything when the Lord indeed is commanding and ruling against what he ruled against. If I create a world, I don't think I have to be punished for a world I created. If the Lord proved he created the world, let it show his flesh. That's where I am. I am not in the realms of spirit. I will be in the flesh and show you what is beyond. So this is what we've been talking about. So to make it presentable, for you to say that every element here, you want to understand it. So to understand, to make it available for consumption to public audience, which is the audio listeners. So listeners are the audience. So to say audience are listeners, that's the real authority to understand what I'm saying. What am I talking about? This art. Let's look. Yeah, this art. I'm talking about what? We are going to be dealing with a few knowledge or code or definition for what we say. Is the Lord really responsible for what is happening in the world? Or you have just set a race and nobody cares what's going on? So we're talking about Apocrypha as also in ancient times being mentioned in Mesopotamia or the Valley Nile or the Nile Valley. And we have this name, like you want to say you are, Uriel. And then you have Babylon. All these things going to come across that place. And I command any other unclean spirit to come out of this place in the magical strength of the enemy that you are. And I turn on my greatest and Ra. Be. Let my enemies out of this place and delete myself and name out of the invocation of their channel, which is spirit and spirit. As the cloud is in the heavens. I told you today we're going to have what? We're having banana breakfast. The time I wake up talking about banana breakfast, you don't have it. And when we talked the last few times, we mentioned what? Power breakfast. This is what I used to do when I travel places, especially when I'm in Nkonya. I show you what is in the garden. If I'm giving in the world to the world, what we have not the God, not the... We just hope that what they were saying is true. Or what they are saying is presentable. Now we have presented something, keeping the law. How do you have your name just being worshipped, becoming what I'm doing in my flesh? You are not a ghost in my flesh. I am the living. That I told you, the word I am minus myself. Self is this. The mission, whatever, the brightest, or you want to say you don't know what I'm saying, then watch carefully. There's another rule. So these words we're going to be handling right live before you. So without much time I waste, because the setup here, you have no knowledge, neither would you know what I'm saying. In the 5,000 or years or the 50 stars, you have no knowledge what I'm saying. So how are we going to do this? Let's see what it is presenting to your screen as you may have been paying. So pay for earning the best that you are losing, so that it will multiply to your strength. Life is this we need. You cannot say that somebody get clean and you come and make him dirty with the claim of somebody's name ghost. We can do that. I told you there is no word called ghost. The word ghost is what? G host. The host of the Lord. That is the ghost. The G right there, and then the host, H-O-S-T, is the host. This word, let me show you that. You don't know what we're saying. There's no word called ghost. But when you try to understand what they are saying as a ghost, is the host. Host. The G host. 9. Host. 9, 8. 9 host. 9, 8. So these are the kind of things you should pay understanding or knowledge. Pay for this price. That your life may not be once by that. Once, yet you have become multiple. That's souls of many. And the G, look at this, what they're saying is ghost. There's nothing like ghost. This is what they're saying. What is word? Let me highlight well for you to see. Present it on the screen. So the place we can present. Look, this word. This is what they are trying to say is what? What you are trying to say. But there's nothing like that. Let me show you what it means. There is no ghost. In real life, no ghost. Let me make it very simple to you on the side. Please, some of you, you are not watching because you are not seeing it. This word, there's nothing ghost. So he who called this word, he's the only one who knows what they are saying as a ghost defined. But in our generation, ghost. We are a real person. So that you want to see somebody who is dead before, or somebody who has no life in his flesh, he's the one sleeping or laying in rest, and then he's what? Transforming, or you say he's changing. Is that a miracle? Then the one who is not sleeping on the bird, who is not dead, is the one transforming and the original one. That is the difference. So watch carefully. This word, this G as G-H-O-S-T, is just a word for 6 hosts. Watch here. This is what we're saying. Look at it closely what I'm saying. There is nothing except you have something to prove it. Do you know what I'm saying? When you are a computer lizard or wizard, as you want to say, or witches, whatever, you see, that won't add to anybody killing. But except another person who use the same word, the same name, to corrupt you, or to take your thing away from you without knowing, or because you care. Because you care, some of them, you have given them the opportunity to chat or talk to you. And some of you, because you care, you really give to them, not because what they are saying. You know they may need. Why they are in need, they preserve, you give them. This is what we meant, that to give to them. Such things you have hosted, that will give you life. It is there as a temperament. For the afterlife, which you want to say, the Lord will call you again or recreate you because you have been available, that you have made the creation possible. Now, what are we saying? This is the word G host. What? There is a G, letter G, a host. So this was never one thing. They were not one, it's word. Now, look at this word. We are looking at what we're saying. Before you get to any level you want to understand what I'm saying, here is the word. Before you on the screen, this host. There's a word called host. What is host? Now let's go to a computer word or if you understand the domain and hosting, where you are probably you have a house and you host yourself there. That when they say the guest and host, you say it. This is a guest and host. The same way they were saying guest at the media, you have a visitor at your very jurisdiction, and then you the one receiving the guest, you are host. Or you can decide that he will host you, the host, and he the guest, you invite him or her to host you, even though it's your own house. But you can say, oh, you take over the activities on this channel, like talk about this once you are on that level, or it's just like that. So this is what we are saying. Now understand that there's a difference for the G. Now the G and then the host. Then when you put the G, when you vibrate G with what host, there's a ghost. And then the person who brought the definition for ghost is telling you when you have the word host or ghost, they are saying somebody who is dead, the spirit of him that is living. But in reality, you don't know what they are saying. So if a ghost should be, look, just this. There you have the ghost. Do you understand it? Is that a ghost? You were saying that's a ghost, but that's not a ghost. For you to understand, there will be nobody called ghost when you truly understand what word and word is. There are two things right there. You couldn't have it as a ghost. Because in reality, the word host, let's go for what is host. Let's go on internet and look at what they say is host. What are we saying is host? There is the number 9 right there and the number 6. So you have the 6, you have the 9. So that when you have the 6-9, so 6-9 ghost or 6-9 host. If I say 6-9 host, you have never seen anybody use it. Then the word will be created in the level of what? 6-9 host. Other than saying ghost. Because they have a word, they have a spirit, form. What? What is host? What carefully what we saying host? What is host? What is host? So we're gonna just have it like this, direct on the live. That what is host? So you see the G, Google or Go le, go og le, go og le, Leo Jones. So what carefully what is host? So the host, you want to say like the beginning to say hosting checker or something, which is even beginning to talk about enter a domain name or URL. And the word URL is what we are having Pertania area. You see that manifesting like making known. Look at even they're talking of 5,000 web. Like when they say enter a domain name or URL to find out which word hosting. You see it, hosting you company, like many companies into one thing, exactly like that. Or is hosting the website, like many websites that you have created for let's say 5,000 people in one person name, hosting all of that. Now you also have maybe a search for their database, like where they keep their data when they have prepared anything, whatsoever it is that they prepare, that you may host it with them. That there may be a person watching over it, like your security and everything. Over 5,000, like you want to say, word and many other things. So come on, enemy, go, get out. Move their website and Firefox. Really get that out of this place. Firefox. Move it out of the Firefox. Move it out of this thing. Come out of the channel. So that if I'm going to mainly show you what we are to say is that the Lord wishes to take us through. We couldn't be under the untrust and unclean spirit. We can be many people trying to talk. One person is trying to invite whom he will. That's a spirit. Yet you are not seeing them than myself. Or I want to show you my real beauty or my real, which is myself or other person that I've hosted in this flesh, which is myself in any person of them. That is what? Holy. It couldn't be what you worship. Now, let's look at it closely. What the definition? So definition for host. What can we say? Now, definition for the term host. So the definition for host. Let's see if you truly claim your Lord is somebody, or I'm the one decoding him, telling you what kind of word you don't know. Now, definition for host. What is it? Look at it closely, and as we have said, what is host, and then we also have what definition for host. Now, a person receives or entertains other people as guests. Did you see that? So the G plus the host, that's a ghost. So that they said they were what? They were, as you think, more regular times in the race. Then the G represent again the ratios. The ratios host at what? At the numerous dinner parties they held for friends. These are the things. To have a personality of friends, that you host the friends, or they host you. In other words, you want to watch that carefully. So that's it. So when you understand the letter G divided with ghost. Ghost. Based on give it, they say you don't examine it. We found what is ghost. You are saying, and I said that's no ghost. It's G host. That's the world heavens showing the meaning. That when I put this G here, what? When I put it here, it's become a ghost. But who taught you that you don't know that the ghost or ghost? You have no knowledge when it says than they word it for you and you'll be saying it. So for lack of knowledge, you say what you don't know. But when knowledge is that I move for you to understand that they are not the same. That if the Lord, the six host, then you are rewarding him. So I separate the Lord, the six and nine. When they turn our universe from where it has been predestined, when I separate it, are they the same? No. You know that this one has what? A definition already. And this one has a letter representing another force. So that when this force join in the host, they are the G called the just is what it has to be, just. And then they call it also for just. That's the same word that defines just. That when you have it like this, that's a just. So for a just human or just person, you want to have it like this before you can know. If you are a spirit, you have to know what is just. That's what we are saying. Watch again. Let me do this with a 6. And then you can probably understand. What would you call it? This is 6. What would you call it? You call it what? Cis host. Cis host. It means that we are 6 of that G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times of G in 1 G. So host. It's going to be what? Not a ghost, but it will be 6 host. It's going to be 6 host. Because we have multiple times the G like 6. Watch carefully. Like 6. And then I want to make 6 for it. Okay. Then we have what? 6, 6. Watch carefully what I'm saying. Don't let anybody make you rubbish. For that which I know has nothing to do with what we say. So when you are trying to think something is a ghost, whatever, and I change it, that world will be changed for you. Let's say that's that devil here. We are talking about one person which we are seeing many times, how often you see him, or maybe how the strength he carry times maybe places of yours is 2, or there are many portions to hold. You see that when you bring it to the computer and the world, you have to understand where the Lord himself is. You think that has been given to you as GHOST ghost, and they define it for you, and they told you the art that they represent, but the real art is not this things. The real art is this. Whatever I host, that is what I call. Whatever I throw away, that's what I repel or throw away. It won't be a part of it. So if you're level with us, I can't host you. You are not my sister, you're not my brother, you're not my friend, where you don't have the quality of why I should host you. So if I'm not a liar, you can't join myself with a liar. It will be hard to do that. Okay, so you are looking at G, the ruler or unit. Or let's turn this 6 to 9. You understand it? Look. This. Watch carefully what I'm doing. What are you even doing? Oh, come on, get that out of there. Look, I'm trying to turn it. So the G is going to become what? 9. Is the G become 9? So let's watch. Has the G become 9? Are we in reality? Has the G, the same G that you saw, has become 9? No, are we saying it? Is the G standing? Or is sleeping? Or have been turned upside down? This is it. This is what we are saying. This is it. Have we typed or typed any other word that is the same word? It's the same letter, the same representation. Here we got it. Now, when you put these two like this together, they will show a difference like this. Here, this is what they will be formed, and they will form this. What would you call it? 6, 9. 6 rapture, 6 call for 6. How would you call it now? What? How would you call it? 9 host. You call it ghost. You call it 6, 9 host. And you have never seen anybody with this name, except the one creating and showing what made the creation what it is. That when you see a small person, greater will be the one to show this greatest. Beyond that which you know already. Beyond that, and it's already cloudy, beautifully in the cloud and rain. Today being maybe 6. Today probably is 6. Let's watch. Let me see that right. Yeah, today is 6. So 6J. So look at that. Let me add letter J. Letter J. Letter J. So when I ask anything, I have to tell you, I define it to be what is. Uh-oh. What is this? Maybe get it up. The letter J. So J is now what? Upside down. You will see it like this. But when I have this same J, I become this. How to say it? Or this. How to say it? I'm just telling you. What they are displaying is this. So when the Lord goes this side, that the same thing you know. The kind of what? Snake is this same kind of J you are seeing. It's like a snake. But you don't know. Like how this is how a snake is. This is how the belly and everything is what? At a level down. And then you are seeing it having a head. But you don't know. I never told you. That you want to say. And they say, oh, they turn the same thing, they stab the same snake to staff. That same staff is what you are seeing on umbrella. The same is the rod for teaching. So that if you become dead, you are truly become something else. Here, what did you know about? Now, how do you call it? I call for it. And we have to see it in the universe. And right before in our activities, you see what they say is ghost. I told you it's not a ghost. But what was presented to you is why you call it that way. And who also gave the name, gave a definition. They know what you don't know. You couldn't get things. Let's take a look at this point where I was just trying to make the time. So the time and time, this is telling what you have to know now, designing it. Or I design it. So when I command one thing or two things, you see this, look at the art. This art right here. You see that I made this in representation that it should get to the level like this. And then we use it for art. And you are seeing what I'm representing here. That the same word, the same, you want to say the same word, the same field. Come out of your demons. Come out of your demons. And the same word is this. Now watch your time. Showing you where the time is. So that you have to know what exactly is happening. Let's see what is happening now. Let's take a look. When I do this, what are you going to say it is? When I cause this to be, because I'm designing and showing how we to see what I'm saying to be word like this. Do you really recall the true theory? And we have it like this. Does that mean you know anything about what I'm showing? No. So we have made another word or design right before you. That let's look at what you truly know about this art. Let's put it like this. So I'm designing at the same time what? Showing time and tell you the element for what I'm doing. Every single thing. Let me do this as it is not to be failed. Let's watch carefully before we go there. So before we go there, let's do this. I need to just wear one of this so that it won't be the same. So I'm going to take it out of it. Part is here, a part out here. So a tap is like, you see, it's supposed to give you life. A tap. So a tap I made. Now watch carefully. I'm going to also make the same to this level. But you want to say probably what is showing here. On the clock, on the time. The same world you didn't know is making every other. You see it right? You see that right? What would you say it is? So when I bring this to your closer and then you watch carefully what the time is showing, what would you do? You have to observe and do according to what? The time. Look at it. The same west is I. Now east is what? East. Which is what? I is. Then the what? The 6 is the same here. 6 is 6. South is 6. And then what? The nav is what? The NVI. You say that is envy. Envy. So you see that we decode it. That the time is what? Envy. That we were showing clock here is envy on the side here. How do you know what I'm doing? I'm showing 10, and the devil is showing what the seconds is telling where we are. That when this clock comes to this level, envy is what? They told you what the word envy means. Envy is the one you are seeing enough on this place. The real 6 is here, and the 6 is the same as what? Of this. You see that the devil is a liar. The devil can never want you to work without his voice, as he cannot be here as well as I'm talking. I shout them. Oh, stop that here. What's right there? What about to go say? Sorry, piano. Sorry, piano. Sorry, piano now over there, piano. When I mum me fear dano, move outside, yes, I over call me Biamufino. Won't buy me fear that because my just me fear no. Would we find Bonsani God to be a man? What Jimmy? God, I want Jimmy your voice. God, I want Jimmy your voice. God, I want Jimmy on a share voice. Yanko, I want Jimmy on a share voice. Mateo said me yard, I dare me a young colana, me from Fra Colabia. Obia, we are Mabu, what Jimmy Mabu? Eh? What Jimmy Mabu? What's a woman there? Munquam, Fiatra Munco School. We are a cat. Oba ya Jimmy Tamai. Oba ya Mak Bow Pepe. Omiano. Omiano. Osuga Ope Sai, Ope Tony, what? Opa, I'm making way for Egg. Ole, poor Egg, Ope Sai. What much never did go? Okwa no le ame be ni chi abe amede me fi abe mi le de ka o ma ten ba gbo be nyenye de bi be ne o wa obe hu se menya aziza bi menyo aziza bi e ba do e mu hu se de ke bele ti kokolo nya aziza menyo o ya to le mi awo be mi ma bu ame yo boy e hu se le ti a bomb wo ne ma we jimi de wa bomb wo amede mi me bu na me amenya igwa baba mi apeto pete o menye yen pesa iso na de kemele wo pe me da ame yibo pe ame gbegbelen enye I have never given back here foolish God away nonsense which part of the Bible can you say you are fulfilling a rubbish demon I can't place you on my name you are a foolish God where do you think you are operating with rubbish. Welcome to the show. Once we are live, you can see what somebody's children are doing. When you talk about maturity, they are showing the demon that is in their home that made them impossible to live. This banana, I told you we're going to have what? Banana breakfast. So the same banana breakfast is the art. Look, in the real art. Like J, you want to see it like J. This is like a letter J, naturally. You want to see it like letter J. You say it. They try to show you naturally. So if they are one-on-one, this should be the same as this. And I'll eat it live on the channel so that you know that I'm not calling my work for the name of any demon. I have no demon in my home. This time I was showing here, you should take a look at what it is before us. So if the is working, I show the time in the most yet you don't know what I'm showing. Let me eat what I'm saying live so that you say that you are the one in the name of Sylvester. You are not Sylvester. I'm not a baby. I'm not any shrine worshiper. So when I have left or right, they are right, because they are not with anybody else apart from myself. I can eat and eat it with my left or right. They are myself, not the left. I don't have any left. When I want to show the difference, I call it left because of you. I don't have any left. I'm the one who eat on the with possible. I'm not the one they are calling for as baby that you disrespect. You can't be in my home authority wise. There is no God or idol who send their children to my. I'll kill it so that you know that I'm not the one calling you. He that prophesy according to my good works, it shall be according to the works, the reward that will be given. Not be you claiming to have somebody. My eye is light. You don't see it. You are not seeing it. You are not seeing it. My call was not from any devil that you worship. Hell somebody. I wasn't born from the family of Emmanuel. I am having my original name, not Emmanuel, because that is a demon. But that some people have lived with those same name and they did well and deserve best, like myself. That's my grandfather. The one who birthed my father. My father, I told you, is the first son to, even if you claim there's a world that have been created, my father was the first son. So I am not anybody to have any age. My father had what, 58 years. And he was 58 something, about many age. That I can tell you in the young youth age, without gray hair. That I can assure you I'm not from the family of any Emmanuel who never schooled. We are the nation builders. If you claim anything, I challenge you on authority that if you don't allow what I'm doing to go on, you see my eye that is light. Can't you see it? Are you seeing it? Are you seeing that the eye is light? You think I'm just a kind of person you go and be talking about rubbish? No. Did I eat rubbish or I eat the best and I show you where we keep the other part? This. You were trying to say this rubbish. But you have forgotten that the best of this or the best in this was not rubbish. So you don't after eating calling it rubbish. We don't do this. I officially was given this or I brought it home. So you don't eat the best of it and call a part of it rubbish. That's why you have never learned, neither are you been rewarded. You can never be with myself. I challenge you. If you are claiming to be a man, when I gave birth to anybody, I'll kill it if that person doesn't be myself. Let's say, according to the law. You can don't. I am the one telling you independence and right to be the law. Having the law, you cannot bring any nonsense child. You can never birth and bring to my home. I'll kill it. It's better you don't bring. Because only the spirit should work the best. That you want to say, oh, that is what the Lord reward with us. But opposite the spirit, I'll kill it. Because I'm telling you, I'm not the baby you are challenging. With your children calling people by your name, you have no power. I'm not in your food. I am not the one you are working on. My symbol powers cannot be your food. My symbol powers cannot be your food. My complete life cannot be at your food level. Who made you? That's why you're not even tall. And you are calling somebody your food. Then you know your food will collapse. We the Aquarians are not your food. Tell me who made the world. The white people made it. So they are the Lord. They are the creators. There is no black woman or black man that can be. Because when we give you, you spoil it. That's why it has always been like that. They say give the best to the one who can keep. I have not raised any fruit for any black. Because you are calling yourself black. And in your art, definition of black is making you black. They say rather be transformed like I am. Maybe in the form like this. Yet I transform. I have what? I have a trance with my form. It means I change, I accept things that come from spirit. And I give up things that come from spirit and from myself. These are the transformation and they say trance. Let's go and define what is trance. Let's look at what they say is trance. So that we will need to understand trance before they say transform. Then you have transformers and you need to understand what is trance and then the form right there. Do you look at this closely? Do you see? If I write with my left side, it doesn't make me left. Because I told you a righteous person or reserve is always the same person. It's communicating to this flesh here. I am not a ghost of any other person. You know, that's what they say. Don't make your home with what the Lord thrown away. Even though when the Lord is destroying it, you end up being destroyed. Even though you were not as it should be destroyed, but once you have been unwise, you have not been what? Selection according to the law. You have placed yourself up with the wrong side and they'll destroy it together with them. I'm not the one they brought to be destroyed with somebody. Do you understand it? I am just not I am. This is Sylvester, this is January. This is the millennium. I can't be any other person than myself. This pen I have used in workplaces because I use pen daily and like a whole pack, I can just finish it maybe in the week. No, in the week is nothing because I write, endorse, and assign, append, and so many things that I do. I'm the one who uses a pen. You have never used pen. The entire life that you have lived as a teacher, you claim GS approved. You cannot tell how many boxes of pen you have used because you don't hold account for yourself. This is where you have to learn and to earn. I'm in the same uniform that took me to school in 2007, the high school for 400. This same I wear. Where is yours? Is it dirty? No, we ask, is it dirty? So even when I'm sweating, I'm telling you these days, the sweat. Let me close this. Let me wipe a little. So my kingdom didn't come to what? The level of being destroyed. Not being destroyed. I'm the one telling what destroy the human flesh and spirit. Even though I'm here to experience the news. All the time, I need to what? Experience the news. So let's see what I'm saying as Sylvester Kwasi Bekoe is doing it. Let's find out. So when I told you what is the word trans, and the word trans means, they say short form transgender. That's not true. The word trans is a different thing. The word trans did not go for what? Transgender. Because people have not known transgender until they begin to change from certain creation. So the word trans is not for transgender. However, it's only a short form they are saying. It should represent trans because the Lord didn't create transgender here. You have made yourself transgender. Even though it's a creation. But I'm saying there's no original word for this. This word trans, T-R-A-N-S, is for something. You know who transes are or what transes are? Their spirit. A person in the sub-consciousness, in the form changing or receiving spirit and saying it in flesh. That's the level. So this couldn't be trans. So watch carefully what this word means. Do you see that all that they are talking about to be short form of transgender, whatever trans, is different? That's not what I need. He's talking about sex, this male, female. That's not what he's talking about. It's never the truth. Oh, it's truth as given to this side. But we are not talking about the trans. I'm looking for the major thing. This is not a major thing to us. So what would I do? I'm going to change something. Origin of the word trans. So origin. So origin of the word trans. So that you look at the same word. You said you found out, but you have never been given it because you're the best teacher to mark your wrong or right. Look at it now. Look, you know the meaning of trans to be different thing. Now, the word trans originates from the Latin prefix trans. Meaning what? Meaning across. Meaning beyond. Or on the other side of. You know, opposite, totally different. So that when you mark somebody trans, simply say you only know the other one that they say what? Transgender. Whereas it is never that word we need. How would you know it? And the same word trans is right there with my key telling you the meaning and changing the meaning to what originally I need. That if you are not having the key, You can't be the teacher of any good. So let's watch. Is that not the same word trans? So we have the same word trans. What did you notice? The same word trans. You saw that one to be what? Transgender, talking about sex and male and female things. But that was nothing to do with this. Has it got something to do with this? No. No. What is it? This has totally a meaning that is different from the word trans. To say that you need the original thing, this is the original word. This is originally about to be original from the Lord, source, and then creation. Not what has been corrupt to sex and those things. So origin is what? From the Latin prefix trans. And the trans in Latin for prefix that is trans is what? Meaning what? Across. Meaning what? Beyond. Meaning the other side of. It means there's coin that you are not seeing. How do you have the same coin when you turn it, that part is what? 20 cities, and when you turn the other side is 1 city? That doesn't work. It will be the same coin. But you see that we show you the different coins, or the different text, or the different meaning to the same word. How can you pass? That's why you may claim you know the same word, but that's not what I mean. I have a different meaning for it, which is the original source. So what does it mean? That it comes from what? The Latin verb meter or metire. Use what? Used in many English words to denote change. To denote what? Change. Movement or crossing, such as transform, such as transparent, such as transmit. These are the things. You see that what we bring about learning, you don't know it, and you say the Lord is with us, or the Lord gave you. The wrong one that you know He gave you. When I know the very excellent working ones, I will be given according to what? What I know, not what you know. For the same word you know, but we don't have the same meaning. We don't have the same source, we don't have the same function. Yours is teaching you what you know. Mine is also telling you I created, so I know what I want. Now what? Key aspect, that Latin root trans comes directly from Latin, meaning its core meaning is cross, beyond, or going to something. Now verb connection says what? That it's related to the Latin verb meter, or meter means to send. That is a messenger. To send means a messenger, means it can deliver, it can do something. It won't be when you are seeing yourself defining it. That the forming words like transmittery, and also what? To send across. Then I'm transmitting what? That which we found, the same word talking about defending itself. That I cannot say I'm transmitting when I don't know the meaning and word that I'm saying. Trans, that's a trans. So when the human begins to what? To transmit heaven or spirit, that is truly the word. That's the technology. That I have to receive from spirit, and I'm telling you how it says in spirit. I have to be in heaven, and I'm telling you what heaven is. And we have to what? See it here, or on earth, or where I dwell, so that it's truly telling the Lord truly is the person. So, what applications? Literal transport. So you see it. It means a port. There's a port you have to pass through, or a port you have to what? Trans. So there's a vessel you have to what? Trans. So to say you transport, there's a vacuum you trans. There's a vacuum that allow you in, and a vacuum that do not allow you in. And there's a carry across. How you give to the, say, mobile phone, computers, your radio stuff, and then they give to the world. That's the original thing. It doesn't mean it's a stone like you used to worship. The stone is right before us. That it doesn't speak, it doesn't talk. And you talk to it. And it doesn't feed you what? The world, what we need. And you alone knows what you are worshiping. But that's not what white people are worshiping. What white people are worshiping benefit the entire world. And heaven and spirit at the same time. Do you see it or you not seeing it? Watch heavily. There we have one thing. Watch heavily that one thing. That closely you have to watch this. That the figurative or figurative and this word. So that when they say figure or figure, you have to say figure. So they are trying to what? Figure out something. They are trying to figure out something. So what is figure? Tree of Eve. So let's see the tree of Eve. Let's see how we do it. The tree of Eve, for this same word is what? Transform. It means change shape. when they told you the Eden or the garden that had a change, the Lord gave them had changed through Eve, and another force that made a change happen. That's a transfiguring. So this is where you now have transfiguring and transform, things like that. The light source, and then the form change and color. The transfiguring go with the color changing, but the transform change your entire form, flesh, to shape of difference. That's the art and forms. There we have also modern use is what that in transgender you see it. So when you didn't know all of this, or every portion that I've mentioned, that you only know that it has been used transgender, then that's what you know. You don't know it. So I will even mention this one. Already it's before us that we don't need to talk about it, because I'm not talking about that. So to transcend means to go beyond. That's why we have transcend. Then we have transparent, means see into things. See even in the wood or in the tree, in the stone, how you see through it or you see into it, so it's also giving out into the world. But if you're unable to see into it, you cannot have it go into the world. Like when you see into it, it will be able to broadcast what you are seeing or how you put it to go out there. We also have what? That you see it light passing through, like light passing into this world. Like from the sun into the world. Where there's a blockage, it casts what? Shade or opaque material form. That will make it translucent or opaque. That is what, where you are having what what you call the solar and all of that changes. So those changes, these are the words that define it. When I take this word now, it will take us to yet another world. Then we have the transition, to pass from one state to another. It means I can be in my form and be in another person's form. That is what? Making what is possible in this also possible in you. It means that heaven can come from spirit into the flesh form. That's we got it. We got it. So let's get to what? The word. We were having words. A lot of things we were. That you have to spend the resource that we have on things that do not even bring understanding. Why understanding? This is what we want. That the Spirit may bear witness that you have truly been given. I've been in the process of designing. And this is it. So the time or clock shown here tells you what and what is to happen. So let's get to the level, continue the designing. So I'm the most gracious one to bring to you. See that when we got and those, what happened? This is what happened. This is what happened. This is the doing. That you know nothing about these words. And you are saying that the Lord gave you, the Lord gave you. I told you no. What? That the world may see it. So this is a color we are showing right now. And there are very important messages on it. Look at even the word, what I show here. That same thing I show here have been used as designs here. I designed it and put it here like this. Only one of these have shown that place. In this. You see that, right? That's the same thing. I've just used one element to do this here, and after that, it's become another thing I have to what? Show here. It's not for you, I did it. And what the clock is ticking, that's where we are. It's a spirit. It shouldn't fail. We shouldn't fail at all when we are before the Lord. If you fail to have people engage to the learning and earning, then you corrupt people by claiming you are leading the path. And you end up falling. Look, I'll never be in the place you'll be if you don't learn. Because the learning will tell where I'm going and where I have to go. Is this a joke? Not a joke at all. So I'm going to be silent on one moment so that we look at also this word. Now let's look at what I'm saying. Now, why are we talking about those important notices? Here, we're going to be talking about are going to be what? Such things where it's in the drawing and we keep on listening to it. That is what exactly I need to focus on and we talk about. So look at what we're going to say in the book of, or in the book for Yasha, or book of Yasha. That which you think J have been used here. But you have it at Yasha, at the time you have known the name. Then Asher, the same word. The book of Asher. These are the reasons and names people have. That you want to mention it in what? 2 Samuel 1:18. And then the book of Joshua 10:13. These are the things connected in the book you don't know. Mention what? Mesopotamia and then the Nile. And all of that in Africa. And then Cain, family and all of that. So we're going to be talking about this. You don't have to have somebody try to lead. They have no knowledge. They have no knowledge. So we'll just talk about things, but at least for you to know Bible reference, even to that one, onto it. That you want to say 2 Samuel? At least those are, so 2 Psalm 1:18. At least reference point. That it didn't come from reference point. I brought the reality, but I found out that all that I want to talk about has connected to what? That word, even in the book. You realize that I have to do things before we go and search, even with the things that I'm doing, where you find it. You tell me that it's the Bible that tell me no. I am from outside the source. Tell you what is in it and what is in this world. So you realize that the two of them would have what? Some kind of letters. So this that I do these things, or I do these statistics and what balancing with the very special day. And look, they even talk about the flood right there. So this is what we're going to talk about. So this time around, I am putting our close view on the broadcast. That you will say somebody else doing what I'm doing. You can do it. I have no spiritual reference to what even I'm doing. What I'm doing is very difficult to understand, because once you are not the understanding, don't come and talk about it. We are not Bible referencing. I have to tell where it's coming from, the source and the things that I do. It's nothing to do with what you understand. So what closely to what we're doing? So we want to add this word. It's been very, very crucial keeping this very symbol, so that you not only see it as a symbol. You talking about a ghost, and I'm showing you what is beyond what you don't know. That's why you make your things to be ghost, ghost hunting you, and that's not what we are even saying should be. If you don't know what somebody has created, don't go and talk about it. Just earn that if it's possible that you may understand what they've created. Don't say your Lord is talking about ghosts, that when somebody dies, that you are saying that's a ghost. We've shown you the so that the meaning what you have. Hey, Sia. Ha, Sia. Ha, Sia. What are we doing? Yeah, that's it. You'll be telling us, give you what? To do what? What has he given? So watch carefully what we are saying. Just watch carefully what we are saying. A moment of silence again. So I would like to end the broadcast here and then we'll reconnect on the main purpose, which will bring the what summary. So I don't have any ghost form of somebody who look like anybody here. We have never seen those things that people are producing now in the look of an arm robber or an opposite. What is an arm robber? There is a person with arm, he doesn't rob. But there's another person with arm, he robs. Do you understand? So don't just refer to people arm robber. Why? If now you are saying the police arm robber, you are saying the military is arm robber, you are saying they never anybody with arms, you are saying the arm robber. That's how you judge people wrongly. It is not everyone that hold a weapon that we say arm robber. Yet when you lack knowledge, or especially when you don't know what to say, you are just generalizing that there's arm robber. You are saying arm robber is somebody what? Just what? Going about robbing. But that person, even some of them, they are not with arms. They are not with arms. So they're armed. That's why they say armed. They armed. Somebody come with arms. That is a different personality. And there's somebody who also come for the same action but without arms. That judgment is different. The one who comes is maybe doing it the same act, the one who comes without arms. But their judgment is not the same. Their intention is not the same. So that you don't judge just anybody that is carrying arms to be hurt, calling the soldier or military to be armed or robbers. No. You are the one doing the wrong thing with your Lord and your kind of teacher. This is how you cannot judge a human being. You are never the judge. You are seeing only this part that is doing the talking. Sitting up with what? This. I didn't go to school to learn about what is right there. I want and watch and went there to see for you are learning and you are not earning it. So I earn it. because it's from my home. To see what you are doing that you claim is different from what I have from home. A professor raised from my home. And he is teaching you. So he that truly, they said, before any great person will rise up, unless this teacher, police, soldier, everything have rise from your home. It means if you are the great one coming, all these things will surface. So that when the last person comes, you will see the last person being the one what, who is inside or with them, guiding and teaching and creating the world, preparing ahead of his coming or his what, presence before the flesh of himself. So if you are not the Lord in my house, as I'm having professor, teacher, soldier, militia, commando, engineer, technology, every one of these and garden kingdom, all of this in my home, you are not the one who is the Lord. One person whose family made the world. That's what it is. That's a lot of wealth. That's why I came talking about wealth and creation of the wealth. I couldn't learn from what you learn the way they say you should understand. That's not understanding. You have forgotten that they said, ask for spirit of understanding. If you don't have spirit of understanding, whether they teach you 1 plus 1 and then you have the knowledge of 1 plus 1 means 2, it doesn't mean that's the truth. That's not the answer. Let's go for a break. I'll join you again maybe another time. Ankara!